Hi guys, this is Kimberly Siva at Mixed-Space Technologies, and today I'm going to show you how to get started with the samples for Mixed-Space Lexicon. The first thing you'll need to do is go to the Unity Asset Store and import the IBM Watson Unity SDK. So this is a fantastic open source SDK that IBM has made available to us. It surfaces all of the IBM Watson tools directly in Unity, and Mixed-Space Lexicon basically sits right on top of this. Okay, so now that that's imported, we will next import the Lexicon Unity package. You'll be getting this directly off the Asset Store, but for now I'll do this. And so with IBM Watson, you'll need to go online and register for two services, the speech-to-text service and the conversation service. And make sure you have those credentials at hand, because the next thing you'll do, now that we have these two installed, is go to the Lexicon window, Credentials, and here you'll insert your username and password for Watson Speech to Text and your username and password for Watson Conversation. Note that these are the credentials for the services, not for your IBM account. Okay, once you've done that, we can look inside the Lexicon folder, go to Samples, Scenes, and we'll open the basic scene. In here, take a look at the Lexicon mouse. This is the runtime here. And let's go ahead and double click on the sample workspace. This is the workspace that this runtime will be using. And so this workspace has been set up with a few sample intents, things like creating primitives and moving and deleting. And it's set up to use Watson Speech to Text and Watson Conversation. You can go ahead and expand these settings and make sure these URLs match your credentials. They should. And if you signed up for speech to text, the standard service, you can go ahead and click this to create a custom language model. These custom language models are really great to help improve the accuracy of your speech to text transcriptions. They basically use everything that we're using to train your intents to also train speech to text. And then all you have to do is sync that if you're creating the custom language model. We'll go ahead and give that a few minutes to finish before syncing conversation. You can do these two simultaneously, but for your first time, I suggest doing them separately just in case there are any errors down here. While that's running, let's go ahead and take a look at one of these intents. So with Lexicon, all of your intents and entities are defined as Unity assets. This is a Unity asset. And we'll talk later in a future video about how to set these up. But the important part is they have a name, they have entities that they're expecting, required ones and optional ones, and then a set of phrases that you use to train the intent. And so these are just some sample input, and Watson will basically extrapolate from here. And your users will be able to use a wide range of phrases that are similar to these. So that's the intent. If we take a look at the entity, we can see that a primitive entity is made up of these values, cube, sphere, and cylinder. And then here they have bindings. And this is one of the nice things about Lexicon, is that it lets you set these bindings in the Unity editor. All right, let's see how our sync is going. All right, that one's complete, it's available. Let's go ahead and sync conversation. So you can see this workspace here is made up of these 5 intents. And you can add and subtract intents. You can have multiple workspaces in a project. You can only have one active at a time at your runtime. So everything's been synced right now. We're just waiting for it to train. That just takes a few moments, really not that long for this many intents. Let's go ahead and take a look at another entity while that's working. For instance, the color entity has a different sort of binding. These are color bindings, which give you this nice option here. And the chess piece entity has a basically game object slot. So each of these is a model. All right, both of these are available. So now we can run this scene. Now, as suggested by the object here, this is using mouse input. So let's go take a look at what this looks like. Okay, click once. Create a red queen here. Make this bigger. Move this one over here. Create a green cylinder here. Make this smaller. Create a black knight here. move this one over here. So that just gives you an idea of some of the things you can do. Right out of the box, you could see that we had the speech to text results coming in, and we were able to use those few intents that come pre-programmed. I can't wait to show you more about how to design your own intents and your own entities. This really is a fun and fast system to work with. And, let's build this stuff together. I'm really excited. Thank you so much.